Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. It is another Thirsty Thursday. And I want to start out by saying when one door closes, another door opens up. And I had a plan for today, and my plan just fell by the wayside at about 2:30 this afternoon. And yeah, cancellations are no good. No names mentioned, but it's always tough when you do that. But just so everybody's kind of aware for a second, tonight's guest is Josh from or Joshua. We'll figure out which one he prefers to be called, but he does betsdigbeeps.com and has a small YouTube channel over there. I noticed that today. And this man is very interesting, and he's going to be a great guest tonight. And I really am glad that I was chatting with him today, and it just kind of came about. So it really is cool. I can't wait for you guys to get to know him. I'm going to bring him up, and I've seen him other places. Today, I just flipping around, and I saw him with the Subterix guys and the Gig Master. So this dude's a flipping celebrity. We don't even know it yet. So we got star power in the house tonight, and we're going to start really fast here as soon as I type something and go. But everybody, I want you to welcome Joshua from Bets Dig Beeps.
Hey, y'all, how you doing tonight, man? I'm so excited to be here. I appreciate you reaching out to me.
No. I appreciate it from you. Like I said, S happens every now and again, and sometimes things don't work out. But I'm gonna start with the chat here for a second. But man, I looked over tonight and I saw that you were live streaming, and so I well, shoot, I got to flip over and check this out. And then I look up and you're hanging out with the Gig Master and Merrill from Subterix. I said, man, this guy's got star power. First of all, just really quick, are you lined up with Gig Master because of you being a veteran?
The relationship with Gig Master started long before, it wasn't the veteran thing, or it wasn't Subterix or anything. That all came through the Bets Dig Beeps. I've been making the lanyards and selling lanyards for, I think it's been about 6-7 years now, and metal detecting for over a decade.
Dang. So yeah, that's a good thing. We're going to say hi to a few people in the chat while we're early, because before it gets too much to say hello. But Little Penny Coins is in the chat. And just so you know, I'm checking. Your gloves said they delivered. I'm still trying to figure out what happened there, but don't fret. Papa Rouse liked and shared. Hey guys, tonight let's go over to Vets Dig Beeps on YouTube, and let's bookmark his website and make sure you pick up a lanyard there. Just so everybody's aware that Vets Dig Beeps is going to go on westsshorehobbies.com in the community page, and he's going to be in there with a couple. There's going to be some more that's going in there really soon. I've been working on these side deals and getting people lined up so that we can promote community contributors that are making gear. So everybody, let's get him shared out tonight. Anybody that's in the chat, keep that link kind of rolling through for the website and for his YouTube channel, so that we can kind of roll up and welcome him to our side of the community. We're a little bit smaller over here, but our side of the community is strong and got solid weight. So we're gonna bring him in and make him feel welcome. Apocalypse Pat, what's up, brother? Nice to see you. Mr. Kevin, welcome in tonight. Also, if you didn't notice, also this is being streamed to Josh's channel, so please go over there and like it. Spend some time over there as well. I think I will see all the chat in the StreamYard side, so go over there. I don't care about the hours or any of that stuff, but go over there and support him. That's what tonight's about. My Muddy Mess, Miss Ann is in the chat. Hello. I'm going to go really, really fast here. Silver Wishes has joined back up in the membership program on the Treasure Fam side. And Treasure Fam on the monthly giveaways is we're increasing the prizes. Come on this next monthly, we're going to give away the Quest X Pointer Max, which they say it's the deepest underwater, waterproof pinpointer, and I've been using it a little bit here lately. It does have discrimination on it, so it's a pretty good little price for Treasure Fan members this month. So if you want to upgrade and get there, we're going to do that stream really soon. FL Thunder Digging with Rob, Sunday mornings, Saturday nights. Check out Rob always. What's up, Randy Riddle? Riddle's Relics. Hello. Hello there, Miss Jean. Thank you. Let's go a little bit down here. Johnny Small Pepper. Thank you, sir. That giveaway for this pinpointer was by Riddle's Relics and Johnny Small Pepper. They chipped in and purchased it for you guys, so keep that in mind. It's always nice when people do that. And there's Josh right there. Vets Dig Beeps. If somebody wants to share that link, please do so. I'm about promotion, so we're going to do that today. We're gonna really fire up, and he's gonna leave out of here feeling like $1 million. I promise. Happy Bears, I sent you your gift card. Angie and Rick, thank you guys very much. If you want to go over to Angie and Rick Adventures, Team Rick or Team Angie, that is their codes for westsshorehobbies.com, and whoever gets the most code mentions and over there on a purchase at the end of the year, we're going to do something special for the winner on that channel. Ezra, Easy Digging, what's up, bro? Thank you for coming down to Treasure Week and supporting West Shore Hobbies. It was nice to meet you. Finally got to do that. Pleasure. Old Pilon, welcome. Brian, hello. And I'm going to go really super fast. Mike, Metal Detecting North Carolina, pillar of the community. Such a great guest. Mike, thanks for being in here. There's Rick again. County Seat, Ken and T, welcome. All the Magnet Fishing crew in here. Let's see. Randy says, Josh, fancy seeing you again.
Hey, buddy.
We will hit all of that stuff here. What's up, 5 Mile? Larry's in the house. Thank you so much. Hi Ho's in the house. Yeah, I think I seen you talking to him earlier, so you must know Ed.
I do.
PK, what's up, bro? Let's see. I'm gonna go just a little bit more here. Y'all rolling in really nice right now. Thank you so much. Torchy, welcome. Randy, thank you for the 22 months.
Big money.
Yeah, there you go. Ken's got it. Vets Dig Beeps channel. Vets Dig Beeps. Man, it feels like there needs to be 3 S's in there. May everybody get over there and slam that channel tonight. Thank you, Angie, for swinging over there and getting and subbing to Joshua.
We appreciate it, y'all. Appreciate it. There's going to be some great content coming out here pretty soon. I've been so busy with everything with Subterrax and VDB and work and whew.
It's a tough life, isn't it, man? Especially when you got social media hobbies, right? It gets to be consuming. So
very.
And then, and thinking that your whole evening is just spent on different podcasts and live streams.
Oh yeah, this is number 2 today. I think it's number 8 or 9 this month.
Thank you, Beth. Thank you, Gene, for swinging over and subscribing.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Okay, so man, I this is like the first time ever that I've gotten to the bottom in less than 10 minutes. So that is a good thing. Yeah, I just want to start out because let's see. Do you have a lanyard handy with you today?
Yeah, absolutely. I got to keep them.
Okay, first and foremost, let's talk about what Josh does here. I'm going to make him full screen, and he created this lanyard for the metal detecting community for pinpointers, and I'm going to let him explain it to you as we speak.
Yeah, guys. So, I mean, I've been metal detecting for over a decade now. Absolutely love it. Got started up in Washington State, where I got out of the Army at. And I just could not stand dealing with tangles and twists and I'm all about efficiency. You know, whenever I'm sitting here, my lanyard gets stuck on my pinpointer. You know, I'm not digging as many holes, which means I'm not recovering as many targets, which means I'm not finding as much good stuff. You know, I'm all about efficiency. That's why I use the metal detectors that I do. You know, the Manticore in the water and the Deus 2 everything on land, because I love a good machine and I love being able to find targets that other people walk past. So this lanyard does not twist or tangle at all. It's straight, so it doesn't tangle up on your shovel or anything else that you have going on. You don't ever have to worry about losing anything because you have this swivel right here. It comes with 2 different size split rings so that you can put it on. You know, Mind Labs takes the small split ring, AccuPoint, Garrett, those other guys, they all take the larger split ring, and they are all stainless steel. I get stainless steel. It's not quite as bendy, but I get stainless steel because durability is what matters. Salt water, mud, woods, it doesn't matter what it is. Everything here is marine grade components down to the crimping here on the ends. The shot cord is straight from Sergeant Knott's, man. Made in USA stuff, marine grade component with 100% stretch. So the deal is every time you pull this out, anytime you pull your pinpointer straight, this swivels. It does its job. So you pull it straight, your cord is straight. That's it. Some of the best things I've had people tell me is that they don't even think about it anymore, because whether you stand up, your pinpointer's not dragging on the ground because the cord is stiff enough. You know, some people with those pigtail lanyards, your pinpointer might be 5 feet from you. It's crazy, man. It's just right there. It's always handy. It always does what it needs to do. And you just don't have to worry about anything anymore. Everybody knows, for example, Relic Riley, man. He's one of the legends of his generation, the legend, I would say, of his generation. He and I were talking the other day, and he said that his pinpointer lanyard is now outlasting his pinpointers. We do not play around. Gypsy Jules has had hers for the same one for, I don't know, 5 or 6 years now. It's not that cheap stuff that comes with the pinpointer or that you get off of Amazon. This stuff is going to last you for years and years to come.
All right. So every component on that is made in the USA, and it's top quality components. So you said that, like, you're about efficiency when you're out digging. I wholeheartedly agree that if you're going to go out on a Saturday and dig, that you got to dig at least 100 targets, because if you want to, that treasure percentage is based on that, right? You got to get out there and you got to get your holes dug. You got to know what you're digging for. You got to know what signals you're looking for, and you got to get as many of those out of the ground as possible. So I think you're in Texas, correct?
Yes. Yep. I am Magnolia, Texas, just north of Houston.
Just north of Houston. Wow. So that's like west of Galveston, somewhere in that area?
North
of Galveston still. Gotcha. So let's talk about that area first of all. What is a good day metal detecting for you when you go out? Are you looking at 1800 stuff, 1700 stuff? What are you digging there?
I mean, most stuff that we have is what a lot of metal detectorists would consider kind of modernish 1900s. I've done a lot of door knocking, lots and lots and lots of door knocking. And most of what we have around Houston, you're topping out the early 1900s. But we do have areas around here that do get older. I've got permission in an area of, a couple hours away from here that I dug 2 seated, a seated half dime and a seated dime out of 1840 and 1844. I've got I've got this amazing infantry cast eye button from the Mexican army that's I believe it was about 1830 or so. Got lots of really nice old stuff, but most of my stuff is going to be your modern jewelry. This is a gold bracelet I found weekend before last. If you look on my Instagram, there's a lot of pictures that are focused on metal detecting. And last year when I sold some gold, I posted up a picture of about $4,000 worth of gold in the palm of my hand, and just for fun. That gold bought a new motor for my boat, man. Like it pays off.
Yeah. So those of you that don't realize it, you going out and you're going to dig 100 pull tab and foil signals, but every so often you're going to get some gold out of that. And
I
that's
don't
the whole
know,
point of Look
man. I'm really active on social media, commenting on like metal detecting newbies and a lot of different Facebook pages and stuff like that. And I try to tell people all the time the biggest advantage to having a quality metal detector like that, Deus 2, the Manicore, anything Equinox series, Legend, is audio. If you listen to your audio and you learn your machine, you are going to dig less trash and more treasure. And that's just, we all know that when you're in heavy iron and home sites and things like that, it can sound like complete crap, but if it's an 1800 site, I'm digging it because you never know what's down there. But when you're talking about swim areas and parks and things, I know a few people that can do it, not just me, but I can walk in a park and I'll pass 50 or 60 pull tabs and dig one gold ring, and they can be the same number on the machine, but they do not sound the same. So it takes a lot of practice, but y'all can do it, man.
I think an ample comparison would be like digging a lead Civil War bullet to a pull tab. Sometimes they're right around the same number, but that lead bullet, it scares you. It sounds so good.
It hits.
It hits.
The quality of the tone.
Yeah, I've primarily been a Legend user, but I play with everything. Anytime somebody gives me something, I go out there and dig with it, and truly all the top notch, even from all three of the main companies, are really, really solid. But the one thing the one thing you notice is if something hits good and hits hard, most of the time it's either bigger or it's what you want. And that's just the truth of the matter. A lot of times you get lucky on some sketchy signals down deep, and you have to dig those too. You can't just always pass them, but get the good ones first.
Oh yeah, for sure. And it depends on the site. I've got swim areas where this winter I went out there and I posted a picture up on social media, and people were like, "Man, he's got pull tabs everywhere spread out." And I literally went. This is a place that I skip pull tabs when I hunt there all summer because I don't want to waste my time digging pull tabs. But I hear rings, and I've dug 60, 70 rings out of this spot. You know what I mean? So you can hear the difference between a coin and a ring. A ring is that perfect circle, and when that electromagnetic field hits that, it hits that eternity circle, and it has a sharper a sharper twang. It just hits harder, and you can tell, man, it sounds so good. Same thing with the nice gold. You know what I mean? It doesn't. I'll dig foil sometimes. It'll have that perfect roundness, like those
foil
the drink circles, man. Oh, they sound so good, but you got to dig them. They sound so good.
Yeah, I think that goes to say, the way that the metal detecting manufacturers have put out machines, the round targets always seem to sound the best too, right? They're really symmetrical and there's no jaggedness to them, and so you don't get that sketchiness. They always hit really hard, and a lot of time, the name of the game is 85% trash, 15% treasure, somewhere right around there. But man, but if you dig the things that sound right, you're gonna raise that percentage a little bit.
Oh yeah, man, absolutely.
Luis says you're louder than a bullhorn at a seated hunt. What does that mean?
Oh, you haven't heard about that. Okay. So I go to seated hunts all over the country. I'm very blessed to be able to do that. That's one of the things that I love about my business. Lets me travel and meet people in the industry, and meet all the great detectors that go to seated hunts. Somebody mentioned Show Me, 5 Mile mentioned Show Me earlier, and all over the place. Gypsy, I think, was the first one that did it. Y'all know Gypsy Jules, I'm sure. She's an absolute Texas legend, love her to death. So I go to her Gypsy birthday bash every year, and she just stopped using the bullhorn because I'm significantly louder than the bullhorn. So people all the time, they'll be like, "Man, you're gonna hear Josh a mile away, way before you ever see him."
Hey.
Yeah, I'm a little ridiculously loud. I've had old ladies be like, "Damn, he is so loud." Sorry, buddy.
Got to be heard. Ken wants to know if your go-to coil is the M9.
Man, Ken, absolutely. When I'm water hunting, I have the Manticore as my water setup. The Grey Ghost Amphibian 2 headphones, the Manticore, and the Stork Leg shaft. You guys know Detects Florida, right? He's great. He owns that company, and there's not a lot of retailers out there, and a lot of people haven't heard of them, but the Stork Leg shaft is about this big around. It's a carbon fiber shaft. It's phenomenal, and it lets you swing through the water almost like you're not there. And the M9 coil is the thinnest coil that they have. So it just slides right through the water. And I mean, audio quality, depth. The smallest gold I've ever found was with the Manticore little tiny hoop earring with some diamonds in it. So I love that M9, and the M9 coil is phenomenal. I don't think it's come off my Manticore since about a month after I bought it when they first came out.
Yeah. So I want to talk about your company a little bit because that was the digging and all the good stuff like that. Those are questions everybody's going to ask and stuff, and we got plenty of time for that. But just give us a synopsis of the reason why you founded Vets Dig Beeps, and then how you, and then of course you said a little bit about your lanyard already, but kind of get into what product line you carry and what product line I'm going to carry for you before too much longer.
Yeah, man, I really appreciate you joining the team. I'm trying to push as much traffic towards our retailers as possible. I have a section on the website specifically dedicated to that. I need to update some of it, because our local detecting shops, our actual, grass-fed folks are the people that really founded this industry, that really allowed it to spread. They help new people get in the hobby and learn what they're doing. Metal detecting stuff is the local store over here, and they help so many people, learn how to use a machine. People get these machines and they think it's just turn on and go. And we all know that is not the case. I mean, not at all. So you guys do so much for the community, and I really appreciate it, man. For Vets Dig Beeps, I really got started because, like I said, I'm all about efficiency. It wasn't in mind of, having a business and getting to go all of these seated hunts and podcasts and things. I just wanted to have a quality product. And one of my buddies outside of Missouri, I sent him one. And then some of my friends started using them, and they're all, "Hey, we need more of these. The guys in my club want these," So I started making them. I set up a website, and now I've sold thousands of thousands literally all around the world, from, the US to Australia and UK and just all over the place. But metal detecting for me, really what I want to show more people, what I want more veterans to understand is this is probably the most accessible form of outdoor therapy that you can find anywhere. I have worked with the Fallen Outdoors and Salmon for Soldiers, phenomenal organizations that get veterans out fishing. I set up guided fishing trips with Salmon for Soldiers for thousands and thousands of veterans. And that, pushing the community is really what is important to me, is supporting our community. We've got so many brothers and sisters that have done so many amazing things for our country. And when you come home, it can be kind of tough. I got out of the Army and I had no clue what I was going to do, what was going on. And, I'm a pretty, I count myself as not a moron. I'm a decently intelligent fella and I'm all right. I've done pretty good for myself. I'm happy with where I'm at, but there's been challenges with things like PTSD. I was 2 tours to Iraq and 1 to Afghanistan. I had my times over there, and there's some challenging things whenever you come home and you have to assimilate back into the civilian world. And outdoor therapy is, for veterans, for anybody, that is having mental health concerns or whatever it might be. It doesn't have to be PTSD. Being outside, God intended you to be outside. He did not intend you to be sitting on a couch watching TV, man, playing video games. I'm not saying don't play a video game, but get outside, bro. Get some vitamin D. They call it the happy vitamin for a reason, man. So metal detecting is, fishing is wonderful. Hunting is wonderful. There's so many different things you can do, hiking and whatnot. But when you're metal detecting, you can go to the city park down the street. You can go to the curb strip right there in your own neighborhood. You can go down to the beach. You can, go to the lakes, go to the woods, wherever it is, wherever you want to go. There's somewhere that you can go metal detecting, and you might just dig some trash one day. You might find an amazing, treasure, that gold, those diamonds, that amazing large scent. I was in Kentucky for a funeral earlier this summer and dug the first large scent I've dug in over a decade. And it's not going to, of course, go into focus very well, but it's on my, that video got tens of thousands of views. So that was a pretty cool video. But, just being able to be outside, and if you focus when you're metal detecting, you're listening to those beeps and you're focusing on that audio and you're thinking about what that next target could be, and your brain doesn't go anywhere else, nowhere. All you're focused on is what you're doing, man. And it's incredible. So it's a fantastic form of outdoor therapy, and that's what I really push. I partner with Subterix, and Subterix has set up the Base Camp initiative. So we've got over 275 veterans signed up for Subterix Base Camp. All you got to do is upload a picture ID, your DD-214, something like that, and you can have access to the most amazing metal detecting research tool ever made, absolutely free. And that's just, the things we do to try to support our veterans, from spreading the word about outdoor therapy to trying to help you find that next target. There's so many things. And there's Hi-Ho Silver. I saw him in the chat. He's an awesome Navy veteran. There's so many guys out there doing some good stuff, man. And if you just tell a veteran about metal detecting and about the things that it can help them with, man, you've done a great service to the country.
Yeah, first of all, I haven't had a chance to say it, but we all in here appreciate you for your service. Thank you for that, because it does take a toll. It does take a toll on your mentality and sometimes your physical, being as well. And we can't thank our veterans enough for protecting the land that we get to live on and be free. So first and foremost, these folks deserve your respect, and when they need something, we should all be there as best we can to help and support. Ken, thank you for the memberships. Definitely appreciate that. Members Night's coming up here soon. It will be on a weird night, but just know that if you're in the Treasure Fam, you got an opportunity to win the Quest. I can't even get the name out on it every time because I keep forgetting the X-Pointer Max. And I never had heard of these guys until here recently. And when they showed up and shelled out and started supporting westsshorehobbies.com and helping us support events. So, those guys have been really good to us. So we're going to really try to help them out. I've been using the X Pointer Max, and I would say that it is a good pinpointer. I like using it, especially since it does have discrimination on it, and it goes very deep and under the water. So that, and they do have a multi-frequency machine, which is the S4 or the S Pro. I'm sorry, and it's going to be on the website soon. And we've got their entry-level machine, the X1, that's already on the website. So those are coming out, but I'm not putting them on there until they get my approval, and that means testing. I test all the stuff. I only want to put good products on the website, and that's one of the things we told them we were going to do. We were going to run it through the rigors and make sure that we were not selling something that was just, for lack of a term, cheap junk. We're not going to do that. John, or where'd you go, Mike? I saw you. Mike, Metal Detecting North Carolina is a veteran as well, and he just got in on Subterrax. That's a really good deal. Ryan and Merrill, they're really going out, really pushing that, and that thing's growing like a weed. I gotta say, those are, you were keeping some good company earlier with the Gig Master and those two guys. You couldn't hardly get a word in edgewise on that stream until it was time to go. How do you like hanging out with those guys and doing live streaming and podcasting with them?
Man, it's fun. When we're talking about Subterrax, and I've got the founder of Subterrax, Ryan is on there. He's going to take most of the talking, man. And Merrill, I mean, anybody who knows Merrill, that guy's an absolute legend. He is the inspiration behind Beach Cut, probably one of the most revolutionary metal detecting tools to ever come out. There's so many amazing tools on that website, and these guys just got to let people know about it. We've got to push that information out there. It's a lot of fun hanging out with those guys and talking to them. We're on the phone almost every day. Merrill, a lot of people know he's an art teacher. He's actually a data nerd, and absolutely all kinds of into. He sent me some spreadsheets and things that were just mind blowing. Like, wow, man, this is so cool. So it's really been fun working with those guys.
Yeah, Merrill with his teaching background and the fact that he has to understand how everything works. Just watching him go through the process of researching all the metal detectors, you've seen the progression that he's made in just a short amount of time. Yes, Angie, I did text him your information so that you can get your little prize that you won. He did acknowledge it. I'll share the text with you just so you know that I'm not lying to you, but I did text him and make sure you got your address to him. It was pretty funny. There we go. And so you're going out. Are you going out digging every week? Or are you? It's not the time of year for you right now, is it?
Man, it's kind of rough right now. I've been out, 4 or 5 times this summer. But when it's, mid 90s, high 90s, low 100s, and, 50 to 70% humidity, it can be pretty rough out there. So,
so my father-in-law, gosh, I got to think of the name of the town. Somebody's going to help me in the chat, but is down there in East Texas, or was down there in East Texas before he passed. And we would go down there and stay, and I would go down there and detect a little bit. And it was tough digging in the summertime. It was even tough digging in the wintertime. I mean, because some places that ground is just so hard down there a lot. But we always found good stuff down there, though. And I'm sitting there trying to, and for the life of me, it's been a couple years since we've been down, but we would stop, and I can't think of the name of the town we would go to. I can't believe I've lost it. Oh my goodness. It's really bad when you can't remember. but there was a lot of really cool places to dig down there, and we had some property and some woods to go through, and I always like going down there to dig, but I never got a chance to get out too often. So you say you travel all over the country. What events are you got left to do this year?
Man, I've been slacking this summer, just working so much with Subterrix. I haven't got to hook up a whole bunch of events. I am going to the East Texas Treasure Show coming up here in August. We are, oh man, there's some more coming up. I can't even draw them up right now, but I've got a few coming up. But I've been to the Oklahoma, Arkansas, the Silver Horde hunt. Their 1-day fall hunt is coming up here in October. We've got the Lone Star hunt coming up in Corsicana, Texas. I'm also the president of the Texas Association of Metal Detecting Clubs. So I get the opportunity to organize some hunts, and we've got a great one coming up in Llano in May next year. They're partnering up with the club over there. So it's a lot of fun to be able to go around and see all these hunts. And man, some people find some amazing things. Hearing the stories and stuff is so cool.
Yeah, father-in-law lived in Diana, but we go down to Longview. Longview. Diana and Longview are about 10 miles apart, but Longview was the town I was trying to think of. One of our other friends, Kay's Digging It, lives there, and I'd go down and dig with her every time we go down and visit.
Right.
But Little Diana was where her dad lived at, and he passed a little bit back, and it was all. I don't get to go to Texas as much anymore because he's not here. So, but we loved it down there, and that was a good place to go. So, if anybody that doesn't know, we sponsor Maine Dirt Days coming up in September, and we acquired another property, an old Masonic lodge that is now added to that list for natural hunts. So if you want to look at that, go to westshorehobbies.com, check out the events, community events, and vendors page, which is right up on top. And see about the pricing and stuff like that. And you can also go on Facebook and find that group. We're going to have a solid amount of natural hunts. It's going to be 3 days. Hopefully you guys, some folks will make the trek to Maine to come up and see us. A lot of people in the community that are in here. We've already got a few people that are signed up, but we've got a ton of silver to give away, some stuff for the seated hunt as well. So we're really pushing for that event to really kick off the end of our first year of West Shore Hobbies. Thank you, Brian, for the super chat. Appreciate you. Randy, I appreciate you. Much love, my friend. And Jersey Ray, thank you for the 10 gifts as well. That always helps out. Anybody that's in that members program, get that upgrade in, and we're going to start giving away big stuff on members night. X-Pointer Max will be this next one. I'm going to require that you be there, though, if you want to win it. So that group is only like 12 strong, and if you show up, that gives you about a 50-50 chance of, being close. Let's see, where was we at here?
Yeah, man, I am honestly wanting to get up there for that Maine hunt with you guys. I'm starting a new community. I'm a property manager professionally, and I'm starting a new community literally in a week. So I don't know what things are going to look like in the time frame, but I've been keeping my eye on you guys, man. I hear it's amazing.
So we the historic Springfield Fairgrounds is the base camp for that. Yeah. And then we've lined up some mostly 1830s on up property. We should have it over 60 acres for less than 200 people. So it should be enough to sustain everybody for 3 days. You're more than welcome to come up on a vendor pass and set up shop for as long as you like. Anybody that wants to be a vendor can come on up or volunteer. We will work you guys in to some kind of either a discount or a free ticket. Ezra says it's going to be great. Absolutely. We're definitely working hard to make this one completely special for everybody. We're going to make sure we outdo everybody else. We may not be able to outdo the Subterrix guys on their hunt, but we're going to have a little bit more history in ours. So just keep that in mind.
Heck yeah, the history is where it's at, man. That's the best part about our hobby is learning so much about our nation's history and the personal artifacts. Like that's what gets me giddy is, not so much a coin or whatnot, but my relics that I, will never forget where I found them and, the incredible history that falls behind those things, man.
Well, I hate to sit and tell stories when I got a guess, but I'll tell you a cool story. Oh, we have a permission here. It's a 20-acre farm field that had a fort built on it in 1812. There was a new community coming up, and they were trying to start a town. At that time, they'd been moving the Indians further and further away, backing them into corners, and so they were building this small town. It was called Barbersville, and they put in a post office and whatnot. And the Indians kept attacking. So they sent U.S. military out there. These guys were Revolutionary War veterans to run it, and they built this fort. They also built a couple nice stone houses and for their high up ranking officials. This house is still standing. It's built so well. I mean, it's the roof is dilapidated, but the stone structure is still there. And I was out there one of the first times you were there, and when you're on a place that has that old, you're going to dig some signals that are sketchy, like iron sounding and stuff too. You're going to dig that stuff when you're on that old of a site. And I pulled out a skeleton key that, when doing the research, found out that it came with the lock that was on the front door of the house. And come to find out, the general brought those locks over with him from England, because when they inhabited North America from the first time, that things like that, those manufactured goods and being able to lock your door was a commodity. So he brought the locks over with him when he migrated on a boat. So the lock and the key were from the 1600s. We don't have the lock, but we do have the key, and it's somewhere around here. I'd have to dig it out, but it's one of my favorite possessions, and it's iron. It's an iron skeleton key, and just knowing that it came from a Rev War general that was winding down his career, settling in a new place, because they gave them a bunch of land for coming up here and defending this area. Like I said, the history is so cool, especially when you can find it and learn about it. And that's what's going to keep this hobby hot for at least a few more good years, because there's still so much history in the ground. What is a bucket list item for you that you're looking for that you haven't found just yet?
Man, I mean, everybody wants to find a gold coin, right?
Yes, sir.
That's probably my biggest bucket lister, man. Anything flowing hair would be absolutely mind blowing. That's why I got to get out to Maine and go hunt with you guys at that event and see.
Yeah, that's the deal. Yeah, anybody in the chat today, we want to get these tickets out there and get them lined up. Get your tickets now, 3 days. Plane tickets to fly up there are really inexpensive. The plane tickets for me are like $260 something round trip. They're incredibly cheap. So you can, for $400 or $500, you can be there and back and have a great 3 days. Nick Molinar, what's going on? Thank you. Ronnie, hello. I'm just saying hi to some of those that came in late. Yeah, please click on the links when Angie puts them up there, or anybody else. VetsDigBeeps.com and YouTube at VetsDigBeeps. You can check out what he's got going on. His lanyards are legendary. Also, keep in mind that he is going to be featured in the community section on WestShoreHobbies.com here very soon. As soon as I get the graphics uploaded, I've got everything else kind of squared away. Oh, yeah. That's what I need right there. I need a seated quarter. Listen, quarters have been the silver quarters have been my hindrance. I got to get that Standing Liberty. And then I got to get a Barber. I haven't got either of them. I've just got a regular silver quarters, and that's about it.
Oh, man.
I know, right?
Where y'all are. Wow.
I got a half real. I've got early 1800s large cents. I've got all kinds of different coins, but I don't have a stupid Standing Liberty quarter.
I think I've only got like 4 or 5 SLQs, man. I found one in Galveston, some in Washington when I lived up there. I found my first Indian head penny in Seattle in a curb strip. I mean, there's a lot out there. Look at Easy Diggins' profile picture; just makes you drool, man. I mean,
Yeah, Nick says, check out my channel after the stream. New video out today. I got you, Nick. Thank you very much.
there's some great people in this crowd, man. B. Higgles, Practical Ken. You know, those are guys that I know that work with me over at Subterix.
Yep.
They've got B. Higgles is one of the most legendary Facebook pages around.
Yeah, me and Brian, if I could ever make it back down there, he's about 2 hours from me. We dig a lot together.
Heck yeah, man. I would
come
love
up
to
here. You come up here and visit. If you get up here to Southern Indiana, Northern Kentucky, I think Brian and I can take care of you for a week on places to go.
Heck yeah. I'm a digging machine, man. I'm telling you. That's one of the things, Tom Patton with Freedom Finders Adventures.
I know the channel. I didn't know the name.
Yeah, he and his wife go to some seated hunts and stuff. They were on a podcast the other day, and I didn't realize that people refer to me as a vacuum at seated hunts. But I do pretty good at seated hunts, man, and pretty good out in the wild. It's, when you get nerdy on a metal detector, and you learn your settings and you learn how to be efficient, whether you're going deep or about separation or whatnot. It's man, I love this hobby.
I mean, and that's the other thing, especially since you like the Manicore and the Deus too, have you found that custom programs help you in different areas? Have you noticed a difference in changing your programs around? Because that's kind of one of those questions out there. Do you really need to work on that program?
You do.
Yes.
Yeah. You do, man. You do. So I'll be honest. I don't go with people's programs on social media sites and videos and things like that. I have my programs are set up to where they're pretty much as open as you can get and use the machine, in the best situations, And then whenever I get to a site and I start swinging, of course, ground balance, adjust your, noise canceling to the EMI in the area, things like that. And then pay attention to what the iron sounds, what the falsing sounds like, and add filters as you need them. You know what I mean? Increase the recovery speed or the reactivity as you need it, as the ground requires you to do it. You know what I mean? That's what it's all about whenever it comes to metal detecting, is if you learn what your metal detector sounds like, if you learn how it operates in different ground, when I was up there in Kentucky for that, the other day, that I found that large scent on public ground that had been pounded. You could tell just by listening to the ground. But I found that coin's been sitting there for, it was a 179-year-old coin. There's no telling how many years it was sitting in there in that pounded ground, but it was in that iron, and my settings and, were just right where I heard that squeak. You've got to learn how your machine reacts in different ground. And that was hot ground, man. It's hot over there. You just got to adjust it to wherever you're at. And when you do, you're going to be more successful.
Yeah, I think more people ought to just learn the machine that they got, as opposed to thinking that the better machine's always the win. The better machine's the win when you learn it and you know how to program it and get the most out of it. But learning how to detect with whatever machine you got is the where you're supposed to start, for sure.
Oh yeah, man, absolutely. And a lot of people, still think of the Deus 2 as the new kid on the block or something, but it's not. I think I got my Deus 2 4-5 years ago. I did 2.5 3-hour drive to a lake to go detect, and I waited in the water for 30 seconds, and my Equinox 800 leaked on me for the third time, bro. Third time. I called my guy, our local dealer. I called him on the way back and ordered the Deus 2 right then and there. It had only been out for like 4 or 5 months. If I was going to order a new detector, I loved my Equinox 800. Loved it. I found so many amazing things with that machine. But if I was going to order a new detector, that was the big dog new one on the block. And I'm so glad I did, because I know that machine inside and out. I had set a lot of people see me at Seated Hunts, and I'll set up a hunt program for them. I'll set up a regular program, just different things and answer questions. And that's part of what I love is about those Seated Hunts, is just going to see people in our community,
Yeah, right on. I mean, and that's the other thing. And I know Brian. I know Brian. He still swings that 800 like it's no tomorrow, and he's taken that thing in and out of the water 100 times, and it's never leaked. I just picked up an Equinox 800. I got it from somebody that was just getting out of the hobby, and I would probably never take it in the water. But the stellar thing about that machine is that it's so user friendly. The 800 is so user friendly. It's so good to go out there and just dig with it, because that thing, if you watch Brian or if you've seen B Higgles go at it, the Equinox 800 finds treasure. It makes it sounds so good. It's so easy to go out and dig with, and it's a shame that they had the leak problem with that.
Yeah,
I would assume that I haven't heard that about the Manticore. I haven't heard of having any leak problems with that thing. I don't think. But anyway,
man, I haven't put the video or anything out, but I love Mind Lab. Unfortunately, last weekend I was in the water and I saw water inside the screen of my Manticore. And I don't know how yet, but it's still well under warranty. I'll send it into them, let them take a look, and we'll see what's going on. I have no idea, but there's water in my Manticore after having it for, I think, two summer hunt seasons now, maybe coming on 3, unfortunately.
Yeah, Randy, bring it on. Just get with me. We'll work that out for sure. I hate that. I mean, I prefer when I go underwater detecting, and I've got the Legend 2. I've got all sorts of metal detectors.
Yeah,
the Simplex Ultra is my underwater machine. I love it. It does such a good job. You can ask Higgles. We get down there with the Nemos and get down there about 10, 11 feet, and that vibration in the handle and the fact that it hears everything. It goes pretty deep, and it just seems like it's so light and easy to use in the water. It's been my go-to water machine for the most part. I really enjoy it. But I played with the Deus 2 underwater too, and I found a bunch of stuff with it as well. So
yeah.
Brian has the Deus 2 as well. So I like to play with all of them, but I like the underwater digging. It's a lot of fun. I just can't stand these machines leaking. It's so sad.
Yeah, man. But I mean, they make great equipment. Mind Lab is phenomenal. It's a great company. They make great equipment. And who knows? Maybe it's my fault. Maybe I did something. You know what I mean? I have no idea. We'll see.
Yeah, Brian says he agree with the efficiency. Math is real. You dig enough holes, you'll find something amazing. That's our goal. We're out there when we start on a Saturday. Brian and I, our goal is to at least get to 100 targets. And we're starting pretty early. We want to make sure we get to that 100 targets, and we know if we do, something good's coming out of the ground.
Oh yeah, man, absolutely. I've got a couple of buddies that they'll go water hunting with me, once or twice a year, and they'll be like, "Man, why do you have so many targets? Like, why do you find so much stuff?" And it's because 9 times out of 10, I scoop a target in, one scoop. You know what I mean? Because I know exactly how to line up my M9 coil with my scoop and on my foot. And, it's just the repetition and the efficiency and getting it down. It's all about how many targets you can get in the pouch.
Randy, I don't know if this is an advice giving day, but if you're struggling with sensitivity and recovery speed, I always start my sensitivity very high, and I work it down to where I'm comfortable with the chatter for the environment I'm in. And then I always base my relic or my recovery speed based on what type of hunt it is. If I'm in a farm field, I slow it down.
Yep.
If I'm in a park, I speed it up. Want to make sure I get the separation in the park, and I want the depth in the farm field. I don't know if that helps you or if that's what everybody's told you, but that is probably the best starting point, and then you can fine tune it to your comfort zone from there. But that's how I do it. I don't know. How do you do it, Josh?
Man, it depends on the environment. Like you said, if I'm in a park, most of the time on my Deus 2, I'm going to have it in sensitive full tones. I hunt full tones every machine, always 100% of the time, because you get more data, you get more information from it. But if I've hunted places that were real heavy iron where I slowed down my swing very, very, very slow and use those higher frequencies like sensitive full tones, but I drop that recovery speed down. And, you punch through and get that little extra depth, but then you're going to lose separation. That's why I always say, listen to your machine. You got it when you hear and you're swinging. If the ground is chattering back, if it's not EMI and the ground's chattering back, you need to pick up the recovery speed. You'll find that in saltwater beaches a lot. You can't swing with like a 3 on a Manticore on a saltwater beach because it's not enough. You're not going to get what you need. Bump that thing up to a 5, depending on the salinity. You might need to bump it up to a 6. It just all depends on where you're at. But like you said, I max my sensitivity out as much as I possibly can in every situation, every single time.
Yeah, absolutely. Ken wants to know, do you prefer the Deus 2 versus the Manticore?
I do. The Deus 2 is just, it's unrivaled, man. It's, I was using my Deus 2 in the water, and now that I have ordered the HF2 coil, I'm going to be taking it back into the water. Just that thing can pick up fine gold chains like nobody. It's insane. The HF2, I'm just so excited to get the HF2 coil. But when I first got the Deus 2, a little story for you. We've got this place out here that we call the Nickel Church, and we've had, it's, I don't know, 30 by 40, 30 by 50 feet. Let's say it's 30 by 50 foot area outside of this old church. The original church burned down in the early 1900s, like 1909 or something, and then they rebuilt it on top. So the ground is absolutely packed with iron, man. Just packed. 30, 40 hunters, out there for a club meeting, 3-4 hours with all these, Equinox 800s, all these other, great machines, pounded this area. I went out there with the Deus 2, new to the Deus 2, didn't even know what was going on, still learning the machine, sensitive full tones, recovery speed was only 2. I had a double-digit silver day following an area that had been pounded. I found silver dimes and quarters and buffaloes and silver necklace and IHP, and just absolutely cleaned up. Just the things I've dug behind people that, other machines and other detectorists with the Deus 2, there's no doubt in my mind it's the best machine in the world. Just, I can't.
Yeah, I haven't played with it a whole lot, but I tell you one thing I will mention about playing with different machines, different brands, is that you go back to a site with a different machine, and each of them hear things a little bit differently. Yeah. I used to, the F75, I used to play with the Fisher F75, and I would take that thing out and I would find more nickels than anything with that machine. And it was just because for some reason, nickel sounded better on that machine than it did at the time I was using the Nocta Impact. I would go out there and I would find nickels, and I was always wondering, and it always made me think that even when you feel like a site's kind of burned out, take a different machine, take new technology out there. You're going to hear the ground a little bit different, and you're going to come up with something. The Deus 2's, when I've played with it, it was phenomenal underwater. I haven't used it on land a whole lot, but phenomenal underwater. And then Manticore has the screen on there that helps you.
I love that screen.
Helps you determine what you're digging a little bit. Look for the small and round and go. I mean, I gotta say that it's I guess it's about knowing your machine, but knowing that each of these machines works a little bit differently. They're built a little differently, and they hear things a little differently. So that's why comparing signals sometimes is a plus.
Yeah, I love doing that. When I go hunting with buddies, we're one swinging at 800 or 900, or another one's a, Manicore. Yeah, I love comparing signals. That's a lot of fun.
Heck yeah! All right, looky there. These two said BDB. I'm sub number 150. See, there
Thanks,
you go. You get to come in here tonight and you get to gain some new fans, man.
I appreciate it, guys. I really do, man. I'm gonna get some more content loaded up there. I've got hours of content, and I just sitting at the computer. I'm on Subterix, or I'm making lanyards and doing all the just constantly working, dude.
Yeah, we're gonna focus up, and I will have the lanyards on my website very, very soon, westshorehobbies.com. And then we'll get out there and give you guys an opportunity to get a hold of those. In fact, when I get done with the stream tonight, we're going to work on getting that first order placed so that I can start advertising and sharing them out there, because I think it's important for everybody in this part of the community to get a chance to have one. And plus, if you didn't know, on Hi Ho Silver every Monday night I give away a $20 gift card. So that gives people an opportunity to buy something like that.
Heck yeah, man. I'm excited to send you some when you make that order. I'm sending you extras for you to give away to people at your main hunt. I want people to have a chance. I love sponsoring hunts. I do it all the time.
That's awesome. We definitely appreciate it. We're going to make that thing epic. We may never be able to make one as epic as that again, because we put the money up. It's all about what you spend on these things. Some people go out, and I'm not talking about any hunts in particular, but some people go out with the motive of just putting on a show and making a bunch of money. We're going out here. We're going to try and make a hunt that nobody ever forgets, that everybody comes away satisfied with what they find, appreciative of the hunt and having a good time. So that is the goal for this year. We've spent almost $2,000 and at least in silver for the seeded hunts and stuff like that. So we've got a lot of money going into this bad boy. So we're going to make it solid. So Maine Dirt Days will be the end of September. Check it out on the Facebook. You can look it up there, or you can see it on the website and buy your ticket. Definitely would appreciate that.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Angie says she can see the passion on your face I know she's talking about when you talk about metal detecting, because I see the look in your eyes every time you talk about a signal. So it's pretty good.
Yeah, man. Nobody has ever claimed that I'm ridiculously passionate, whether it's work or my kids or my amazing wife or metal detecting. I 100% believe in putting your heart and your soul into what you do, and God is going to bless you for it.
Oh, I'm with you there, man. It's it's really I think in going back to your main cause is to help people get out there and be doing things outside, and your focus is on the veterans, and the quiet and just listening for the faintest of beat through a set of headphones. That's got to be very therapeutic for PTSD. Am I correct?
Oh yeah, man. Absolutely. I mean, the thing about PTSD is, you don't know where your mind is going to go. You know what I mean? Sometimes you don't even know why. And you're just, anger is one of the things. And if I can go in my backyard with my metal detector and play around in my target, I have a garden back there with quarters and, gold and stuff, just to play with machines and practice settings and stuff. And I can just go back there and play around and just, how's my machine work when I tweak this or tweak that? And you're just so focused in that everything else just goes away, man. It's awesome.
Yeah. My day-to-day life is very loud. The place where I work is loud. The people I work around is loud. And then if I can put on a set of headphones and just go wander off in a field, and it may not be hundreds of signals out there. You may find like 5 signals in an hour in some of these farm fields.
Right.
but you just hear that little squeak, down deep, and it's a deep target, and it's definitely a stress reducer for me. I guess that really constitutes the same thing. I guess PTSD is stress. So just relieving it and getting it out there. And then you know what? When you come home at the end of the day and nobody's hassled you, and you come home and you're happy to be home, there's the home life gets a lot better, especially if you find a piece of silver on the day. Tell you what, anybody out there that doesn't have a metal detector, you all need to get one.
Absolutely, man. I say want to go metal detecting. My wife is like, get it, go, have fun. I'll see you when you get home. I'll have dinner, and we can. She doesn't really care what I dig. She just knows that I love it.
Right on. And I tell you what, man, I don't really expect stuff like that, but this hour has absolutely flown by.
Oh man.
I really don't try to keep it, too much later than that. But I did, since everybody that, there's only a few of y'all that have still hung out. Well, there's still a few people still hanging out. I do have something for the summertime metal detectorists today. I like to drop a little giveaway at the end, even if I don't announce it, because I don't want people hanging around for giveaways. But if you are into metal detecting in the heat, I just want you to know that I'm going to start putting some of these out there. These are the Stay Cool towels. They got a little clip. You can clip it onto your lanyard. You can get it nice and cold, and you can seal this container back up. And these towels are really good for when you're out in this July heat, especially when you're down there in the great state of Texas, where it's blistering hot. Just another thing to keep you going in the hot heat this summer. I got a few of these I'm going to hand out every so often. So I'm going to set it up right now. Let me get a StreamYard giveaway tool ready to rock, and we'll hand that out to one of you all tonight.
Man, those things are awesome. I have used those many times in the Texas heat, man. Absolutely. Especially when I'm out there in like West Texas where it's dry. That pouring a little bit of water out of your bottle onto one of those things will change your whole day.
All right. For any of you that's in any of the chats right now, I should be able to see it. I'm going to type the comment in, and you post that. We're only going to hang out for about 5 more minutes. And then we're going to give this bad boy away, and then we're going to call it a day. There you go. It should be coming in there right now. Anybody that is interested in a cooling towel for when you're metal detecting, you can even put it in on Facebook. I see a few of you over there as well. So throw that bad boy in there. Hashtag, get it in there so that you get a chance.
Hashtag VDB. I like it.
That's right. That's what we do for the guest of the honor of today. And Mike has put in there. He wants to find that 1817 Texas Jola, and that's a special coin. He was on my stream a while back. I think that was a real that was minted in the United States. I think that's why he's putting it up there since you're a Texas boy.
That would be amazing. Reals any which way are incredibly rare out here. I've never found one. That's definitely a big bucket lister.
Yeah, there you go. Also, that if you go, hey, listen, I don't know if it'll collect it or not, but if you jump to all the different places that we're broadcasting today and you type hashtag VDB in, it might give you an extra entry. I don't know, but you should try that. Ohio River History on Facebook, or Vets Dig Beeps. He's broadcasting from there as well, so you can try that. What's up, Jesse? Thank you for stopping in. Go back, and if you just got here late, go back tonight and check out the beginning of the stream. Get as much information in on Josh as you can, because this guy is all over the place, and he has got it going on. The best lanyard in the business, and he's buddying up with all the superstars out there. So he's got it going. I'm telling you.
Man, it's a blast, dude. And we've got such a great community. We got, all the folks in the chat, man. Appreciate you guys. It's been active. I've been watching it over there. They're hot tonight. Love it.
Yeah, I used to back a few years back, I used to have Thursday nights like all to myself, and I never had any competition in live streaming. And now that Quarter Hoarder guy's on there. I saw you all on there tonight. I'm like, man, so everybody just likes my day anymore. I remember back in the day, Relics Radio was on Thursday, and I always had to fight those guys. But yeah, it's kind of it's kind of a busy night, but I just can't bring myself to change. And the people that still hang around are the people that really like to come in here and hang out. So you don't have to deal with any BS from people that are disrespectful. So it's always a good thing.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go. Higgle says you're a superstar.
Appreciate you, partner. Appreciate you.
Yeah, get them in there. Get them hashtag BDBs in there. We're going to go in about 2 minutes.
Yeah, get those followers up like you guys. Start putting some more content out. We've got a few videos that have pumped. Huh?
You know what? It works really well for your company as well, right? If you get it out there, it's a good way to kind of boost it. So, and that's what we're here for today. We're here for promotion. We do support all the small vendors out there, especially people that are in our community. So, don't be surprised if some of these folks find a way to start purchasing these lanyards.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah, one of my buddies said, dude, the only problem with your lanyard is that you're not going to have as many repeat buyers because they last for years and years and years. Oh, well, I'd rather make a good quality American-made product. You know what I mean?
Jesse, these are the Stay Cool metal detecting. Well, they're not metal detecting. They're towels. They're cooling towels. I call them metal detecting towels because you can get this thing moist. You can seal it in this packet. And then you can put it on, you can strip it onto your pouch, and it's very lightweight. And then if you are out in the hot sun, it holds its coolness very well. I thought it'd be a good giveaway for today, just for those of you that are out there digging in the hot sun. But yeah, we'll try these out. If everybody kind of likes them, I will add them in as a giveaway or something to add on when you make a purchase from the website or giveaways during live streams. Okay, let's see what we got here. Look at that. We must be able to do it because we've got 40 entries right now. So you must be able to get multiples in. So if you want to try to do that, let it rock. You have absolutely 2 more minutes, and then we are going to roll.
There you go. Saw 5 Mile said he'd love a longer one for his digging knife. The longest P-cord is 26 inches, and that stuff has 100% stretch. So I don't remember exactly what it is right off the top of my head, but it's something like 52 inches that you can stretch out. And I mean, I'm 6'3", and I use the P22, the all around. I stretch it to the max, don't get me wrong. But if you can outstretch the P26, you're taller than Shaq, my man. You got some serious length on you.
And I don't need much length. I'm a small guy, so.
And the P22 is real. I call it the all around for a reason. It doesn't matter if you're 5'2" or if you're 6'3". It really works for just about everybody.
Are you there?
I am.
Did I lose volume?
You probably did.
Oh, I don't hear nobody. What did I do?
Uh-oh. I can hear you. Over there in the chat, can y'all still hear me, or can you hear him?
How come I can't hear nobody? Oh, this is no good.
Oh, they can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. Just so everybody knows, if you can hear me, I did lose volume, and you guys can hear me. I just can't hear you for some reason. Yep. I see why now. Hold on. I think I see why.
Technology.
Let me fix it really quick here. It's driving me crazy.
Thanks for everybody in the chat confirming that, man. You never know when technology.
No, I don't know why.
Work against you a little bit. But he's getting her figured out.
I've hit a mute button somehow. So, okay. That's all good. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and roll this thing off. Hashtag VDB. And maybe before it's all said and done, I'll figure out what I did. Oh, no. I did something bad, but I don't know how to fix it. So I'm in a position here. Okay, we're gonna roll this bad boy off. 45 entries. Good luck, everybody, says Patty Disharoon. Let's roll it. And let's see what happens. My other monitor here is screwing up, so it's going to take a second. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
And she's rolling. Where she stops, nobody knows.
After Service Adventures. Okay. Are you still around? I know I saw your name.
Come on, buddy. Comment. Where's he at?
Almost got the TV.
There it is.
Almost got the volume fixed.
There it is.
After Service Adventures.
Yep.
If you would, please hit me up at the email going across the bottom of the screen. I'm not sure how to get this squared away. I don't know what I've done. But hit me up at the email going across the bottom of my screen. And if you have 7 days to claim the prize, if you don't claim it by next week, I will re-roll it. I'm trying to get this one figured out here. I'm trying to figure out how to fix my audio. I don't know how I did this, but I
bet he has
something
stupid. Emailed out to you tonight, man.
I can't figure it out. I'm going to put an end to the stream as we sit right now. Josh, hang out for just a second.
Thank you all, guys.
See if I can get this thing to turn back on. Much love to everybody. Thank you for hanging out. Support vetsdigbeeps.com and support Vets Dig Beeps on YouTube. And I will see you guys soon. Thank you guys for being here. Peace out.